Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Virus Hunters. This is a 2020 documentary from ABC News. It is 44 minutes long, and well, it's National Geographic, and ABC. It features ABC correspondents. I think James Longman, along with Christopher Golden. These two guys basically head to the hotspots where a number of different pandemic level viral threats have started. And what they do, along with many others, is hunt down the sources and the reasons why these things happen. And I know for some people, and just even me, I am hesitant to put the certain tags with this video, because it's gonna end up either getting turned off, deleted, blocked. There's no conspiracy theories here. I'm not going to debate vaccines or anything else in this thing. This is in 2020. COVID-19 is very new at this point when this is filmed. But it is mentioned quite readily throughout this. They don't just talk about the start of coronavirus and everything else, how and where and why it was discovered and started spreading. But they also touch on H1N1, Ebola, SARS, so many others, swine flu, why and when and where and how these all come to be, and how they search for ways to stop them before they happen again. And just like we did 100 years ago with a global level pandemic, and we just went through COVID 100 years later, almost to the year practically, we discover that there's a problem, and it often has to deal with what they're discovering is the human population encroaching upon natural habitats of animals that have the ability to spread those viruses, those diseases. Normally they wouldn't come in contact with this. The reason why I discovered by watching this, the reason why bats have often been a major component in spreading certain diseases is the fact that they're mammals that evolved into being able to fly, and they get around. And but they also have this ability to carry a number of diseases within them, viruses and things like that within them, in such a way that it doesn't even harm them at all. But when they come in contact with human beings, nibble here, or maybe you start nibbling on some bats, depending on what part of the country you're in, the part of the world you're in, well, guess what? Things can go wrong. And so searching out these animals, these locations, and the people that have come in contact with it, they start primarily in Liberia, where Ebola had a strong effect on the people. The Ebola happened around 2008, is sort of at a breakthrough into the United States, but it was a big deal in Africa, in Liberia, and people just died left and right, and it wasn't a fun death. Not that there is a fun death. Ebola was scary, and there's lots of footage that to show the terror and the anguish of the people that had go through something like that. These guys also head into a number of different marketplaces where animals are often found of every type, smoked and then sold. Yeah, like just sort of dried up corpses of the different animals, even chimpanzees, which, going back as far as the 80s, or earlier, was a result of somebody coming in contact with chimpanzees that spread the HIV virus. So, which resulted in more than 30 million dead in a very short period of time. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this. There's a lot just talked about when it comes to why these things spread, what they're doing to stop them, and it's unsettling. And again, this is only in 2020. There is not a vaccine yet, and when this is being reported, they make it clear there's no vaccine, there's no cure for it, and things have changed since then. And yeah, they didn't know what was yet to come, but it shows that there's people out there who are working and taking humongous risks to discover how and why these things happen, and how and why we can stop them from happening again. We do have the science. Science does exist to do our best. It's just a matter of knowing how these things happen, where they come from, and what we can do to reduce that interaction to prevent people, humans, from being affected. And the animals as well, too, obviously. And by the way, it's not just foreign countries. They make it very clear that they call it bush meat, the meat that basically people find in the wild. They smoke them, dry them out, and then sell them off. And it's by the way, the marketplace sequence is not easy on the stomach. Don't eat lunch while watching this. Just so you know. They travel to Wisconsin, where we have people who catch and kill and cook bushmeat, which is essentially deer. I've had my share of venison over the years. Grew up eating it. Plenty of people in my family, shooting, hunting deer, bringing it home, smoking it, and yeah, had plenty of deer meat over the years. Deer bologna. So, but that's the same kind of animals, same kind of wild animals that we decided to consume. I mean, not that like everything is domesticated. It's not like we're eating our dogs and cats, but the idea is that it just takes the proper mutation, the proper ability. Just a person not taking the time, not taking the effort to determine whether the animal has any kind of infection or not, that can harm us. It happened with pigs with the swine flu. It happened, one of the most recent biggest outbreaks was in Mexico, but also in the Midwest of the United States. So this is not something that is going to help anybody make their argument for or against vaccines or anything else, or just all the controversy that goes with that. I'm not here to tell you any of that either. What I am here to tell you is that with watching this, having an understanding of where it is in the place and time in 2020, it's 44 minutes long, by the way, can give us an insight as to the efforts that are ongoing. This is not just something that, this is just during COVID time. No, this is a constant thing that people are doing and have done for years, for decades, and are going to continue to do, so we never have to go through something like COVID again. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So that's all I can really say about that. We're going to pick tomorrow's episode, which is the last one of the quarter before we switch everything up. Let's pick that show, movie, documentary, short. 191. 191 is... Oh, wow. Going out with a bang. This is, I believe, it's a concert film. It's a, concert film. Featuring, I think she's been a Disney kind of icon, I think, but she's very popular. She's a singer. This is Olivia Rodrigo. This is Driving Home to You, a sour film. I don't know what any of that means. It sounds like a Korean K-pop album title, but yeah. This is Olivia Rodrigo. Driving Home to You, a sour film, is what we're watching next to finish off June, finish off the quarter. And after I watch that, it's going to be a whole new set of options. No, not a whole new, but there's a few new ones. Like 30 new things to be added to the list. And we're 90 down from this quarter, so the window of options is quickly shrinking. We could be, if we keep going like this, I'm going to have watched everything on Disney Plus by early next year. Olivia Rodrigo, Driving Home to You, a sour film is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.